Welcome to this webinar on UsingEducation.AT4All.com, a service brought to you by the Nebraska Assistive Technology Partnership Education Program. My name is Jerry Johnson, and I'm an Assistive Technology Specialist with the ATP Education Program.
And my name is Kim Bowen, and I'm also an Assistive Technology Specialist with the ATP Education Program.
All right, let's get started. In this webinar, we will cover 5 specific areas. First, we will learn all about Education.AT4All.com and the statewide loan pool, and build our understanding of why this service exists and who can use it.
Next, we will go through how to create an account on Education.AT4All.com.
Then we will learn how to search for assistive technology tools and systems on Education.AT4All.com and how to make a request to borrow from the loan pool.
Then we will develop our understanding of what is expected when borrowing and returning the items to the loan pool safely.
Finally, we will learn how the ATP Education Program can help IEP and IFSP team members provide quality assistive technology services to students receiving special education services. The ATP Education Statewide Loan Pool is a service provided by Assistive Technology Partnership Education Program and can be accessed through Education.AT4All.com. All AT items available for loan from the statewide loan pool are available only for members of an IFSP or an IEP team to borrow in order to assess its use with children and students in the educational setting. IFSP and IEP team members may borrow up to 6 items at a time for a 60-day loan period. The ATP Education Program provides services across the state of Nebraska to IFSP and IEP team members working with children and students with disabilities who are receiving special education services within school systems. All decisions related to assistive technology services and devices are made by the IFSP or IEP team.
The purpose of Education.AT4All.com and the statewide loan pool is to provide Nebraska educational teams with assistive technology items and devices in order to assess the student's use of the AT for documentation in the IFSP or IEP. Borrowers have a 60-day loan period to trial AT devices with their students. The ATP Education Loan Pool can also be accessed while a student's device is being purchased, repaired, or replaced. ATP Education provides AT items for trial and evaluation purposes only. ATP Education does not sell or rent items. If you would like to purchase an assistive technology item for a student to use after trialing through the ATP Education Loan Program, you will need to follow your school district's protocol for purchasing assistive technology equipment for special education students. Any educational member on a child's IFSP or a student's IEP team, including therapists who are contracted through the school or the ESU, can borrow items from Education.AT4All.com for use in assessing a student's AT use in the educational setting. The educational setting is determined by the IFSP or IEP team. For example, an early interventionist would be evaluating a child in the home setting, so the borrowed items may be taken to the child's home for evaluation purposes. However, the IFSP or IEP team member who requested the item is responsible for the care, use, and supervision of borrowed items if they're leaving it in the home setting. For this reason, when borrowing items for use with a student, it's best to have the person working most closely with the child make the loan request. An AT process is critical to the success of creating a good match between a student's needs and potential AT, as well as the overall effectiveness of the AT when it is being used by the student. In order to find and implement assistive technology use for a student, there is a process that should be followed. A solid assistive technology process includes assistive technology consideration, provision, implementation, and assessment and progress monitoring. During assistive technology consideration, we begin to think about where assistive technology may be helpful for a student. As part of the AT consideration, an evaluation of AT needs is performed. During this step, the IFSP or IEP team should gather and analyze data about the student, their environments, educational goals, and tasks to help guide the conversation around the need for assistive technology. The IFSP and IEP team should ask, what tasks are required in the educational setting? What does the child or student need to be able to do that they cannot already do independently? After it has been determined that assistive technology is needed, the team moves into thoughts around the provision of AT. Who will provide the AT? How will it be paid for? Who will provide the training? Who will be responsible for the upkeep, and etc. Assistive technology implementation is when we add the assistive technology into the student's day. Training is provided for the student, for the family, the teachers, and the paras, so to move forward towards success in the implementation. Finally, we have assistive technology assessment and progress monitoring. In this step, we look at the success of the AT use by collecting data. Do changes need to be made? Should training be added?
The ATP Education Program statewide loan pool supports the AT process in two ways. First, when gathering data and conducting tool trials, IFSP or IEP team members can borrow different tools and systems to try with the student, comparing each to determine what is or is not effective to meet the student's needs. The ATP Education statewide loan pool may also support IFSP or IEP teams in the provisions of AT. For example, when a team determines AT to be necessary, it is the responsibility of that team to ensure a timely provision and implementation of that AT. There may be situations where an item needs to be borrowed while waiting for a student's purchased assistive technology to arrive. Teams may borrow AT from the ATP Education Program for up to 60 days in order to make sure that the student's needs are being met. Another example may be borrowing a backup AT tool or system when the primary AT requires repair or needs to be replaced. These options are intended as short-term solutions and should not be considered for long-term use. Everyone using UsingEducation.AT4All.com for the first time will be required to create a new account. To create a new account, click on Login or Create Account in the upper left-hand corner of the home screen. This will take you to a screen where you will enter your contact information. Please use your professional contact information and not your personal information when creating an account. This address will be used for shipping requested items via UPS. Please enter a street address, as UPS will not ship to a PO box. This information will also be used for contacting borrowers if there are any questions or issues with the loan. After entering the required info, you will be asked to agree with the account agreement terms. Please make sure to read and understand the terms prior to agreeing to them. You are verifying that you are a member of a child's IFSP team or a student's IEP team. Click Create Account and a verification email will be sent to the email address provided. Please click on the link in your email to activate your account. You are now ready to browse, search, and request AT items for loan. Please contact the ATP Education Program if you do not receive a confirmation email as something went wrong in the account setup process. If you know the name of the item you are searching for, you can enter a keyword or phrase into the search box at the top of the homepage. Let's search for scissors. Suggested terms will automatically show up under the search box, and you can choose one of those, or you can push enter when finished typing. All items with the word scissors in the name or description will be listed. After searching for scissors, we find that there are 22 items available from the ATP Education Loan Pool. If this is too many options, you can narrow your search by using the filters, which narrow by general category, program, and transaction type. Only ATP Education statewide program items are listed for loan on UsingEducation.AT4All.com, so that will be the only choice available under the program option. As of right now, the only transaction type available is the loan option. To even further narrow the options, click on the search by website category. This will open a menu of equipment classifications to choose from. If you know the item number of the equipment, you can also enter that in the search box. If you are unsure of what piece of equipment you are needing, you may browse the general categories listed on the home page. Once you find an item that you are interested in, you can put it directly into your cart by clicking on the Add to Cart button. Or you can click on the item name or picture, and this will take you to the items page, where you can also add the item to the cart. Once you are finished searching and are ready to check out, click on the cart icon in the top right-hand corner of the screen and click Checkout. You can also delete items from the cart at this point before checking out. Remember, there is a 6-item limit on loan at a time per borrower. At checkout, you will be prompted to choose the primary purpose of the loan. The choices are assist in decision-making, device trial or evaluation, to serve as a loaner during device repair or while waiting for funding, to provide an accommodation on a short-term basis, or to conduct training, self-education, or other professional development activity. If an item is currently out on loan, you can check the box at this point to be placed on the waiting list for that item. A comment box is available for any comments about the loan for the coordinator, or for you to provide a shipping address if it is different than the address listed on your account. This is particularly helpful for therapists and educators who serve children and students in more than one school building or district. You can indicate which school you would like to have an item shipped to. For home-based providers, please be aware that we do not ship directly to the parent's home. The item will be shipped to you, the service provider, to take to the home setting. Remember, as the borrower, you are responsible for the use, care, and supervision of the AT in any setting. It is the IFSP or IEP team's decision on what setting is educationally beneficial for the child or student. After completing the information, click Continue. Please review the requested items and click Process Cart. You have just submitted your request for loan. You will receive a verification email, and when your loan is processed, you will also receive an email from Adobe Sign. This is your loan agreement. Please print or save a copy of this loan agreement. You will have 5 business days to sign the agreement or your loan will be canceled. Please contact the loan coordinator if you do not receive either of these emails. Once the signed loan agreement is received, the items will be shipped UPS to the address on your account unless otherwise indicated in the comment box. The loan coordinator will contact you only if there are questions about the loan or if a delivery will need to be coordinated for large items, as some items are too large to be shipped. Borrowers will be limited to 6 items on loan at a time for up to a 60-day period in order to complete a timely assessment. Requested items are shipped by UPS to the school, ESU, or therapy clinic if contracted through a school. No loans will be shipped to a residential address. Every shipment will contain 2 pieces of paper, loan instructions, and a prepaid UPS return label. Please keep the UPS return label in a safe place as you will be using it to return the items. It is important to also keep all packaging materials for use in returning the items. Most loan periods are for up to 60 days in order to complete a timely assessment. A loan extension may be requested if an AT assessment could not be completed within the 60-day loan period due to unforeseen circumstances or if the student is waiting on delivery of purchased AT. Please fill out the loan extension request form and choose a reason for the request. The extension request will be reviewed and may be granted, but not guaranteed, for up to 30 days past the original due date.
Items are loaned for a 60-day period. 5 to 7 days before the end of the loan, you'll receive a reminder email that the items are due back. Please double check the loan agreement to make sure that you are sending back all items on the loan. Please thoroughly clean the items before returning and carefully pack them to prevent damage in transit. A prepaid UPS return label is included, so there is no cost to the school district to borrow items from Education.AT4All.com. Attach the prepaid return label and leave the package with UPS. If a large item was delivered to you by the ATP Education team, please contact the ATP Education Loan Pool Coordinator to schedule a pickup time. Where does AT start? AT starts with the people who work with the student most directly. There are a lot of different models that people may have experienced. For example, the expert model, where a person comes in, diagnoses, and prescribes. But the model that research shows that works best is when people who work with the child most closely and who know the child, the IFSP and the IEP team members, make the decisions about the need for assistive technology and the type of assistive technology that the student needs. This is the same group that is responsible for implementing the assistive technology and collecting data to determine if the AT continues to be effective. The responsibility for all decisions regarding assistive technology and the provision of quality assistive technology services lies with the IFSP or IEP team members. The Assistive Technology Partnership Education Team is here to support Nebraska IFSP and IEP team members as they work to provide quality AT services to Nebraska's children and students. We do this through a variety of professional development trainings, webinars, and coaching services. If you or your team have questions or need support, we offer a request for services chat or web form on our website that will connect you directly to an AT specialist at ATP Education. We encourage you to utilize this service. Reach out for help. We are here to help you.
Thank you for watching. For more information on the ATP Education Program, please visit our website at atp.nebraska.gov/education or email us at atp.education@nebraska.gov.